Colchester Saturday Sport, Leyton Orient's players look to bounce back from last weekend's chastening cup exit at Sheffield United. Off the pitch, the fans are calling for the club's president to change the way he runs things at Brisbane Road, or put the for sale sign up. When Francesco Becchetti took over from Barry Hearn 2.5 years ago, the O's, that we just talked about in Holloway, just missed out on promotion to the Championship through the playoffs. Now they sit second bottom in League Two. On Thursday night, the Leyton Orient Fans Trust held its AGM, which included a motion to demand a change of some sort from the club's ownership. I went along to the meeting and talked to LOFT's chairman, Doug Harper.
We were never sure how many people would turn up, but the fact that there was people outside on the stairs is incredible. I mean, I think the most we've ever meet before has been about 60 people. I wouldn't like to hazard a guess, but well over 100, 120, and we found out during the meeting that our membership had gone from 200 about 10 weeks ago to nearly 600, which is incredible, and it shows what the fans are thinking and how concerned they are.
LOFT therefore feels that he has no choice other than to call Mr. Becchetti either to change the way he runs the football club or put the club up for sale.
If it's changed, we just want communication with the fans, a CEO that knows what they're doing, and a backroom staff that know what they're doing. We want a manager that is in control of transfers and isn't having the picking of the team being meddled about with. There is still a chance for Becchetti to do the right thing. I mean, when he first took over, it was like a perfect scenario. The guy's got a lot of money, and as someone said earlier, he didn't have to change anything. That was it. We was one kick away from being in the Championship. Nothing had to change, and he's changed absolutely everything, and for the worse.
Oh, and that's a poor back pass by Alan Dunn, and here comes the sixth. Oh, what a finish to wrap up the hat-trick by Harry Chapman. It's a catalogue of errors from Leyton Orient, but it's a glorious finish from Chapman. It's a very inglorious afternoon for Leyton Orient, who have been thrashed out of sight. They've been hit for 6 at Bramall Lane, Sheffield United 6, Leyton Orient 0.
Per quello che possiamo identificarlo noi c'è la somma delle delusioni.
For what we can identify, even talking with the lads, it's the addition of the sums of the delusions of made, the single ones added up.
I'm not sure I understood that.
The delusion.
What's the delusion?
I think that probably the last game, the Crew game, where which was just so atrocious, and possibly the Sheffield United game, just to put the icing on the cake. 6-0, okay, 6-0 you could say, but it was the way the 6-0 went. There's players there that just don't seem to care, and there's some good players there. I think that the lifeblood's being sucked out of the club, and so the only way to change it is by the owner either putting it up for sale or change his ways. I'd love him to change his ways. Be perfect. Be easy for everyone.
And hopefully save our football club.
I remember about 5 years ago we had a meeting with Frank Clark, who was a legend at Orient. He came along all the way from Nottingham under his own steam. We didn't pay him or anything, and we had 20 people there. And even our last AGM, we had when we was sort of like going through something similar to this, but we had about 50 people for that. And I remember sort of we was trying to have discussions, and no one wanted to know. Tonight, as you heard, we had some great debates. People putting their side of the story and coming up with some great suggestions. One thing I've always been keen on is that fans should stick together. One of the earliest things we did was in 2001, a load of LOFT members went up to Swans to support them against Tony Petty, who was involved. And like we're doing with Blackpool, as I said in my report, I quoted the Doors and said they've got the guns, we've got the numbers, and I think that's really it. The more of us, the better. There will be a protest that starts from the Birkbeck pub at 2 o'clock. The rest of the details so far are sketchy, but we'll let you know.
As you say, Noreen, it's a salutary lesson for anyone, isn't it, really? Because, as you said, that lots of hard work that got put in under your regime, and then obviously what came afterwards, the work that Barry Hearn put in, Matt Porter, various other people involved in the football club, both on the football and the non-football side. But if you buy a football club, whoever you are, whatever your reasons may be to buy a football club, it has to be taken seriously as an entity, because it can go wrong very, very quickly, and spectacularly so.
Yeah, I mean, I was speaking to Matt Porter this week, to be totally honest. about the club and how it's gone. And none of us could foresee what's happened since Barry's gone.
No.
The thing is, if there's a bad decision to be made, Bichetti, in all honesty, seems to have made it. You know, he went with Liverani, as a manager, and everyone said how poor it was, and don't know the league. And I think it's difficult for a foreign manager to come into the lower leagues within England because you don't know what you're looking for and the players you're looking for. And now he's done it exactly the same thing again. Manager that's not managed for 5 years. Yeah. A manager that don't speak the language. My boy Sam was there for a year, so still speaks to some of the players there, and I don't want to drop anyone in it, but they said it ain't, with the language barrier, it's very difficult on the training pitch. And it just seems a club that's going from one disaster to another, Phil, and if they ain't careful, National League could be looking them in the face if they don't get it sorted.